I'm starting 2025 with the most cars I've ever owned. This is my £2 million car collection.
Coming in.
I'm going to be exposing all the cars I own, how much I've really spent on them, and how I don't usually lose any money on the cars I've ever purchased. I'll even let you in on a little secret of a car that I've owned over 10 years, and it may just be the most valuable car I've ever owned. Over the years, I've bought many cars, from Ferrari, Lambos to Porsches, to even BMWs and Range Rovers. Some I show and some I don't. And one of the most asked questions by you guys is, Jan, how many cars do you actually own? So I thought it'd be cool to show you guys what is my fleet as of January 2025. So let's start with my Range Rover Vogue that I bought back in 2022. And you may remember, I wrapped it in yellow and then I wrapped it in white. I also put urban wheels, side steps and tints. I would have put the full urban kit, but at the time when I bought it, it was not available. I bought this car because it was a new shape and not many people had them. And I'll be honest with you, I drove it for about 1,500 miles and then I was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling this. It was a diesel, whereas if I bought the petrol or the supercharged version, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. And Matt Watson even done a review on this for CarWow. I still have this car to this day and it is now rented out. It brings me a nice side income and it's actually cool to still have it if I ever want to drive it around. Moving on to the next car in my collection. Lamborghini Urus Performante. And if you don't remember, you can click here and see the collection at Lamborghini Hatfield. So there it is in gloss black. Now, recently it was in pearl white to match my Lamborghini Revuelto, and it also had white wheels. I've now switched it back to gloss black and gloss black wheels because it is being sold. I've had this car a year and a half now, which for me is a long time, and the mileage is over 21,000. Don't say I don't use my cars. This has got the full urban body kit on it, from the bonnet, the side sills, the front splitter. There's no rear diffuser on the Performante, only on the S and the top spoiler. It's also got the 24-inch wheels. I think I paid around £240,000 for this car, standard. And then I put the body kit on. Now that body kit retail is around £40,000, give or take, plus VAT. It probably owes me around £270,000, £280,000. I've now sold the car for what it owes me. You might be thinking, how have I managed to do that? Well, I don't pay full price for the kit. I had one of these cars very, very early, and I did keep this car VAT qualifying, which makes a big difference when you go to sell the car. I've managed to not lose £1 on this car, and I've owned it a year and a half, which is a win-win. A lot of people always say, Jan, how do you never lose money on your cars? I get in early, I keep them for a good period of time, and I sell just before they crash right down. So this is the Lambo Urus Performante. Let's look at another one of my cars. So up next, we have my 2024 Lamborghini Revuelto. I ordered this from Hatfield HROing, and this car was around £550,000. I ordered it a good couple of years ago. It's a V12, it is a hybrid, and it is my baby. Well, it is wrapped at the moment in my own vinyl, 22 pink Avery Dennison, because my daughter wanted me to have a pink car. However, the next time you see this, it'll be back to Bullon white, which is the color I ordered it in to match the white wheels. Black and white interior, panda look. It's the original look that I had in 2006 when I had the Gallardo Spider, and I thought I had to match it. The car has got around 5,500 miles, which is quite a lot for this sort of car. Not many people drive them on a daily basis. I daily it, and I did the Yiannimize Grand Tour from London to Marbella, so I did put some mileage on it. It didn't skip a beat the whole tour. It's just a great car. It does everything. Would it be a little bit more comfortable? Yes, I wish it was. However, you can't really complain when you've got this sort of car and you've got that sort of power underneath your foot. Chances are I will do another wrap in the future, but I'm going to enjoy it back with the white. I did do the white wheels. It has got the tyre right in. This is now black. This is usually white, so I could have done it pink, but I've done it black, which obviously separates it. And also on the side here, this is now black. You can probably see the original color when it was all white. I like to break it up, change it a little bit. It's also got a massive sound system. The sound system in this car wasn't great. It was, we'll call it a bad point with Lamborghini. They have now added Apple CarPlay, which is a bonus. People are gonna be like, bloody hell, £500,000 car, it didn't have Apple CarPlay. It does now. And the sound system I put in this car really makes me enjoy it. People are gonna say, But when you have this sort of car, it's all about the engine. You want to hear the engine, yes. But after you've owned it a few months, you do want to have a sound system as well. So you can choose. Do you want a really nice sounding V12 or do you want the sound system to really blast? I like to have the option of both. This car is dripped in carbon. I've got carbon all over the car and that was something that I had to do. I've seen a few Revueltos where they don't really have the carbon speck on the outside. I think it is needed on this car. The Aventador, let's say, was the king. I think that was the king, but this is the prince that is coming for the throne. It's very futuristic and the fact of the speed and the way it changes gears makes it incredible. And this, for me, is my best car that I've ever actually owned. So up next, we have my 2023 Range Rover Sport 4.4 V8 First Edition. Now, when I bought this car, it was standard and in gloss black. However, since I've owned it, I've put the full urban body kit on it, where it's got replacement front bumper, bonnet, side seals, rear diffuser, sports exhaust, top spoiler, 24-inch flat face wheels with carbon exposed as well. So this also is dripped in carbon, and I have now wrapped it in Spy Grey, which is the Yiannimize series with Avery Dennison. This car is amazing. For a daily smoker, it ticks all the boxes. It's comfortable, it's fast, it's got an incredible noise. The seats are like driving a nice big sofa. It's got all the tech. The interior is always luxury. As you can see, it is a first edition car. It's got forged carbon as well. I did change the steering wheel. I do like a real big chunky steering wheel, which again, I had made specially. It's got the pan roof. I always have it closed with the tinted windows. I like it all dark and confined inside. 9,459 miles. That's what the mileage has got on this, but great car. It's even got a fridge. I've changed it up. So when I've done the wrap, I didn't actually do the sides as well. So I left the arches exposed. You've got the nice flat face wheels. Some people loved them, some people hated them. I personally think this looks incredible, exactly how it is. When I bought it, it was around £90,000, I think. And then obviously with all the kit and everything else that I've done to it, it's probably worth around £140,000. And I actually bought this car by accident, if you remember. I was looking for an £80,000 car. I was out and about searching. This came up and I was like, I've got to buy it. And because I wanted to put the urban kit on it and be one of the first people that had this specific kit, I bought it and added it to my car collection. People always say, it's a Range Rover, it's gonna break down, it's gonna spend half its life in the dealership. I must have had 15, 16 Range Rovers over all the years. And touch wood, I've actually been okay. This one had an oil light come on, but bar that, it's actually not skipped a beat. It's been a great car. Out of all the cars that I own, I probably use this one the most. I think as a daily, this car here ticks all the boxes. This is my Porsche 911 Targa GTS. Now you might remember this car of me trying to find an £80,000 smoker, which is like a daily car. So it's wrapped in an ivory color, which is blue with a silver stripe. And I did actually change the wheels from satin black to silver, which I think a silver wheel does look quite cool on a Porsche. Now the wheels for me are a little bit small. I do have new wheels coming and I am gonna lower this car. So I'm heading to ES Motors this week. You would have seen I tried different things with this. I made this satin black, I put it back to silver. I had the car silver, I had the wheels black. I'd done the front splitter in black and then I'd done it in silver to match the car. The owner that had this really loved it. He looked after it, he had it from new. It's a one owner car. I paid just over £80,000 for this car. For me, I think this car is probably worth around £90,000. The mileage on this, just over 17,000 miles. It's got an incredible red interior. It is, again, carbon everywhere on the inside. I also did change the backup. Again, I never leave anything standard. So I reached out to some guys called Dissident and they supplied me this rear like spoiler and a carbon rear diffuser. I'd planned on buying an £80,000 smoker. I didn't know I was gonna buy a Porsche Targa and I'm really glad I bought this car. I don't see me selling this car in the near future. But if I do, Kevin, I did promise you I'll give you first choice to buy it back. When I'm driving this car, it just feels different. And when the roof's off, because obviously the middle section comes off, and the way this roof comes up and the roof folds down, is actually really, really nice. When you've got a full convertible, which I've had so many times, you are a little bit more exposed in there. But with this, when the windows are up, it's like you're in your own little cubicle, little cabin. Not everyone's gonna look at this car. If you know, you know. It's one of them cars. When you see a Range Rover, you see an Urus, you see a Revuelto, it's like, oh my God, they're big cars. Everyone knows about those cars. This, you gotta be a bit more of a connoisseur, and Porsche people do love a Targa. That is why I haven't gone over the top, changing too much on it, because people get really upset when you mess around with a Porsche too much, especially that it's not a turbo or a Turbo S, but it is a Targa, and I really like this one. So you're probably wondering why I mentioned earlier I sold my Urus Perf. I sold the Perf because I recently purchased the Urus S. I went down to HRN to collect the car and wasted no time and got it sent straight to Urban to get the full works done. New car day in the snow. Happy Christmas to me. Morning. How are you? You well? You good?
Yeah, all right.
Hi,
good.
Caroline. How are you? You okay? You well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Collection day. That's it, yeah. We're not making, no big deal today, just key, and that's it. My model car, let's quickly look at it, quickly check it. Make sure it's the right car. There it is, oh look, the black with the orange. Thank you, see you later. Cheers. Good seeing you. See you later. Done, let's go. And there she is. Lamborghini Urus S. Very nice. Got to do a mileage check actually. Let me do a quick mileage check. Let's see. And the mileage is 32 miles. First cold start. Love the orange. Different. Usually I go black and yellow or black with like the white style, but I think the orange looks real cool. When the kit's on it, it's gonna make it, you'll notice, let me turn this off. You'll notice this car doesn't have a front splitter. So some of these cars, when they were ordered, they didn't come with a front splitter and it looks really weird. It looks like it's missing a chin. Got a truck on its way to pick it up right now. It's then heading to Milton Keynes to Urban to have the full kit. So looking forward to getting it there, putting the kit on it. I'm not sure what color I'll do it or if I'll PPF it for now, but you can let me know what will look better. Anyway, I'm going to Milton Keynes. This is my 2024 Lamborghini Urus S. And it's got everything. So it's got the full Urban body kit, from the bonnet to the front splitter to the arches to the 24-inch Vossen wheels to the top spoiler, the rear diffuser, the sports exhaust, the quads. It's got an incredible black and orange interior. The rear section looks amazing. Now the difference between this and the Perf is the suspension and also a little bit of speed. But with the Urban kit, when we made a kit for the Perf, we didn't actually do the rear section. So it hasn't got a top spoiler or the rear diffuser. However, this one is fully finished, where it's got the top spoiler, it's got the extension here, it's got the extension in the middle, it's got the rear diffuser. This actually looks better than my Perf. This car cost me £235,000 as a brand new Urus S. However, it does have the full Urban body kit on it, which will add a substantial amount of money on top. I think the kit off the top of my head is around £50,000 plus VAT for the full kit. And while we've been filming, Lamborghini have just called me and said that they have the chassis number for my Urus SA, which is the new hybrid Urus. So
SE.
It's called an SA.
It
is an SE, but they call it SA. And that is inbound as well. So I'm gonna need to decide what I'm gonna do, because that is way too many Uruses for one person to own. Have a look at the inside of this, it looks great. So it's the black with the orange. Whenever I've ordered my Uruses, they're usually black or gray. So this is the black one. So the Perf that I ordered was specifically black, and I go with either yellow calipers or red calipers. This one I didn't actually order. It was available for me to buy. I had the orange spec on it with the orange calipers and the orange interior, including the orange seat belts, which is really, really nice. So not had an orange before, and I think it looks really, really cool. I'm still probably a fan of the yellow, But I think I put the orange over the red now. We have the car that's broke the internet in the UK, my 2024 Cybertruck Foundation. There is a full video on this car right now of how I'm trying to get it registered in the UK, from the lights to adding all the rubbish. If you click here, you can see that video, but here it is. This is the newest car to my collection. I absolutely love this car. You can see I'm smiling. All my other cars, I love all those cars, but the fact that I've got one of these is insane. It's fast, it's powerful, it's got the biggest windscreen wiper ever, the biggest single piece of glass for a windscreen ever. It's made out of stainless steel. It's got mad off-road chunky tyres, and I do have actually a new set of wheels for this. Shout out Vossen, who sent them over from America for me, with the chunky tyres. I just love this. This has got everything. It's four-wheel steering. It's great looking. We've got indicators on the side now. Everything is controlled by your phone. As you can see, there it is, the Foundation series. It's just a cool car to own, and I'm glad that I own it. I hope I can get it registered in the UK. Everyone always says, oh, you always buy Lambos, you always buy Range Rovers, you always buy the same cars. So I've bought this, and people are still complaining, saying, what is this? It's an upside down skip. It's a trash can. How can you own one of these? They're terrible. For me, I love it. I don't care. You lot can talk about this all you want. This has been all over the papers, all over the press. Everyone keeps talking about this. I was never a fan of Tesla. I've driven the Plaid, I've driven the S, I've driven the X, I've raced them on CarWow. Just something about this car. I think, one, because of how it looks. Two, that no one's got one. And three, it's cool. I think it's cool. And I love the fact that people hate it. And when people hate what I do or what I own or the colors I wrap my cars in, I love it even more. And when I wrap this car, oh my God, you're gonna probably hate it 10 times. I'm also gonna do something really cool to this as well. I can't really reveal too much right now, but we're gonna turn this into something different. Just do what you want to it. So this car in the States is around $100,000. To get one in the UK would obviously cost a lot more money. What do I think this car's worth? I'd probably say this car's worth around £200,000. People would be like, no way. The fact that it's in the UK and it's been driven around, I'd estimate around that. I didn't quite pay £200,000 for it, but it wasn't too far away. However, for me, it was definitely worth it, just based on the fact of the exposure, the awareness, what I'm making on this car with regards to YouTube content and music videos and brand deals. So it wasn't £200,000, but it was more than £150,000. I hope that helps you out. So I'm still trying to get this car registered, so that is why it's still on Albanian plates. But who knows, fingers crossed, I might get a UK plate on it soon. And if I do, should I buy a Cybertruck plate? And the final car of my 2025 car collection, and probably the most valuable, the most famous smart car. And there it is. It's wrapped in satin black. It looks amazing. Now, when I say the most expensive, the reason it's the most expensive is because it's got the number plate on it, which is probably worth around £150,000 to £200,000, because it's an A plate. You can't get them no more. But there it is. This is the OG smart car that I've had for maybe 10 years. It's been so many different colors. It's a great looking car. I just love it. I just have it. There's no point selling it. I get offered to buy this car all the time. It's worth a lot more to me than what it's worth. What's it probably worth? £1,000, £2,000 maybe? But for me, it's a great car. It's got heated seats. It's got the sports seats. It's got the Brabus wheels. It's got the sports exhaust. It's just a cool car. It's got a pan roof. This car, to me, has got more sentimental value than anything else. Everyone has driven this car, from all the staff to loads of celebrities over the years. This was like the courtesy car. So if you're a customer and you wanted to leave your £100,000 car or a £200,000 car, we'd give you the good old smart car. And they were happy to take it. It's cheap on fuel. It gets them around. They can park it wherever they want. But this is, sentimental wise, this car's worth £1 million to me. Okay, the mileage is not bad. It's only got 84,000 miles, but for a smart car, that is some serious mileage. It's reliable, never lets me down, never lets anyone down that uses this car. I'm sure people see this driving around in North London because the plate is so obvious. People do always say, Jan, that plate is worth a lot more than the car. It's actually ridiculous to have such an expensive plate on just a cheap car, but I think it's cool. It looks great. I should rewrap it. Satin black always works, but this was a digital print. Silver's the original color underneath. But listen, it's a great workhorse and it's a great car to end the video on. So that is my 2025 car collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know what I'm gonna do coming up this year. It's the most cars I've ever owned at any one time, from really expensive, nearly £550,000 down to £1,000. And on that, I'm gonna end the video right now. Let me know what your favorite car was, what you think I should keep, what you think I should sell, and what you think I should add to my collection, because I don't really have any old school cars. Should I add like a Renault 5 GT Turbo? Should I add like a Back to the Future DeLorean? Should I go and buy something even more crazy? Should I add a Ferrari? Let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. See you later.